Hello, we are Secret Agent Agency, and my name is Kevin, and I left my ancestral gooning cave for this. Joining me is Jihun. Are you out here?
Yes, and I actually know how to talk to people at the donor shop.
That's good. And Andrew, you there?
Hi, I'm here.
And we just saw K's ending, or perhaps our ending, and we were betrayed by the ghost of Alice. Let's see how that shakes out. Okay. So I guess we're doing the other path for that?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Betray everything. All betrayal.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you all.
We were the only one who allied last time.
Yeah, fuck all y'all. Luna hit us with the warm fuzzies, but we hit betray anyway. Luna and I stepped out of the AB room.
Why? What happened to... It's not fair to betray someone who isn't voting. I thought...
There was nothing I could think of to say. Even I didn't really understand why I'd picked betray instead. It had almost felt unconscious, like some other part of my mind was making the decision. Perhaps I'd been possessed by some sort of evil spirit that had moved my finger to the betray button against my will.
That's you, Kevin.
Right, well, we should go see the results.
Really? We already know what they are. It's just simple math.
The look in her eyes was more painful than any punch I'd ever taken. I turned away and almost ran toward the projector, anything to get away from those eyes.
Results from round 2 of the Ambidex Game will now be displayed. Please direct your attention to the results screen.
Yeah!
How do you like that, bitch?
Got her.
Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly. Please
An effective
check your
round.
bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
What? It wasn't possible. I blinked, rubbed my eyes, and looked again. No. How can Alice's vote be betray? That's not possible.
Fucking straight up horror game.
Alice. She was standing inside the second room from the left. The room that should have been empty. Why? My mind was still reeling. Where had she come from? As I was trying to form a sentence, she began to move towards us. From around me, I heard a chorus of muted gasps. It seemed we were united in our surprise and confusion. Alice drew to a stop in front of me and glanced up at the display.
Thought you'd get an easy couple points, huh? Not so easy when you have to look your victim in the eye, is it? Coward.
Me, a coward? You've got some balls saying that to me after you picked betray. Why are you even here?
You gave me the antivirus, didn't you? Tenmyoji told me. Thank you. I mean that from the bottom of my heart, honestly.
But you should still be under the effects of the anesthetic.
Yes, well, I still am. A bit. I have a throbbing headache, and I can barely stand. It's horrible. I'm more resistant to anesthetics than most people, a result of my training. I have a feeling Zero Senior knew that. They gave me way more than the standard dose of that gas when they kidnapped me. In any event, a few minutes ago I woke up in the infirmary. Tenmyoji explained what was going on, and I got here as fast as I could.
You should build an immunity against anesthetic.
So you showed up right after we'd gone into the AB room?
Yes, right in the nick of time, too. About 10 seconds before the deadline, as I recall.
You did that just so you could betray us?
Right. What? Don't I get to do that? I mean, it turned out to be the right thing to do, didn't it? You two chose betray. If I'd stayed back there, I'd have lost 2 points.
So you're saying it was self-defense?
It's fucked up.
Yes.
You're full of shit. Self-defense my ass. You chose betray because you wanted out. You had 6 BP. If I picked ally, you would have had 9. That's what you were trying to do, right?
So what if I was?
Are you serious? You would have killed me. Look, I only have 1 BP. You were this close to murdering me. Just admit it. You were planning to kill me so you could escape.
Don't be stupid. I knew you'd choose betray. There was...
Tell the truth.
That is the truth. Why am I the only one getting the 3rd degree here? Look at those results. 2 other people just tried to kill someone.
Fi and Dio.
Yes. If Dio had chosen ally, Fi would have killed Tenmyoji. And if she'd chosen ally, Dio would have killed her.
There was never a world where Dio wasn't choosing betray.
I don't want to be rude, but it looks like Clover and Kay tried to trick one another. Not that it seems to have worked. If either one had chosen ally, the other one would have 9 BP right now.
Another backsteppers.
I turned to look at the results again. Before, I'd only been looking at my own. I hadn't realized that there was only one word all across the roster. Betray. Whatever trust we managed to build had fallen apart. Everyone was suspicious of everyone else. Had it been the bombs? Or had it been something else? Whatever the reason, if it kept up, we'd never manage to escape. We'd be trapped in a cycle of 0-point rounds for the rest of our lives. Something had to be done. I closed my eyes and took a deep breath. Alright guys, pay attention. You've probably already figured this out, but we can't keep going like this. If we don't start being a little more trusting, we're never going to get out of here. We need to work together. I might as well have been talking to a wall.
My apologies, Sigma, but I need to think on something for a bit. I would appreciate being left alone.
Okay.
I'll be leaving too. Things are getting a little too intense here for my delicate constitution. Sorry.
Fuck you.
Dio.
Well, in that case...
At 2-5?
Yeah, sorry.
Without another word, she turned and left the warehouse. Dio and Kay quickly followed suit.
See? There's your answer. In the end, everyone's just thinking about themselves. So I would appreciate it if you could not treat me like I'm the only villain here. Come on, Clover. Let's go.
Hold on! I'm coming! Are you feeling okay? I was really worried, you know?
I watched them walk away, Clover practically jumping with delight to have Alice back. Before long, they reached the yellow door and disappeared beyond it.
Everyone's gone.
You aren't going to leave too?
No.
Are you sure? Oh, this must be Luna's path. Are you sure? I chose betray.
I know, but I still believe in you, Sigma. I think your hand must have just slipped or something. Right?
My chest hurt, and when I blinked, I felt something hot and wet prick the corners of my eyes. Luna, I bit my lip. Before I could think of anything to say, the metallic rumble of the doors closing echoed through the warehouse.
The Ambidex
Star
gates
game.
have closed. Round 3 of the Ambidex game will be the Star Round. Star keys are required to... There is no set limit on usage of the Star keys. The Ambidex gates can be opened as many times as the players wish to open them.
As many times as we want, huh?
Yes, as long as we have the star keys. That means we can keep playing the AB game over and over too.
Great.
Sigma? Could you show me your bracelet?
Why?
Do you remember what Zero Jr. said?
soon as the gates close, your colors get all shuffled up automatically.
The pair and solo assignments hop around a bit too.
Yeah, I remember. Let's see here. I'm a cyan pear. What about you?
I'm a magenta pear.
I wonder what the others
We
are.
could be anything, I suppose. We won't know until we have a look.
We've got about 80 minutes until the next set of chromatic doors open. So, what should we do now?
Everyone else has gone off on their own.
Yeah, physically and emotionally. I really don't like how this is going. It won't matter how many times we repeat the AV game if nobody trusts anybody else. We'll never be able to get out of here.
Maybe it would help if we all had a common goal. Something to unite our hearts and minds.
That is so
Yeah.
cheesy.
Well, it's coming from Luna, so yeah. Yeah, but we've already got something like that. We all want to get out of here. That seems like a pretty clear goal to me, but everyone chose betray, including me.
Well, what if we have an enemy?
An
Yes.
enemy?
A common foe. Like the person who set the bombs, for instance.
After coming back from the lab, I told her about the bomb while she gave Alice and Quark the Accelavir. Yeah, that might work. If we can figure out which one of us planted those bombs, then everyone else would work together against them.
Right.
But how do we figure out who it is?
Do you have any clues?
Clues, huh? That's right! The memory card! I pulled it out of my pocket and held it out toward her.
What's this?
I told you, a memory card. It was under the bomb we found in the lab. I think whoever set the bomb dropped it.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know what's on it, though. We couldn't find any kind of memory card reader.
Oh, I guess we can't really use it then. Oh, wait a second. You know what? I think I might have seen something.
The screen in the infirmary or any of the tablets we've seen?
Yes, I remember. The infirmary.
Yeah.
I saw it when I was searching the infirmary with Dio and Quark. There was a memory card just like that one.
Then...
Yes. I think we can see what's on it. The computer there should be able to read it.
Luna and I exploded into the infirmary, nearly running into Alice, Clover, and Tenyoji. Quark was there as well, of course, but he was just as we'd left him, asleep on the bed.
What are you doing here?
I opened my mouth to retort, then thought better of it. If I really wanted people to start trusting each other, well, real change starts at home. As quickly as I could, I explained the second bomb and the memory card, and how we'd come to the infirmary in hopes that we could discover the contents of the latter.
Okay.
Then stick it in already!
Go ahead.
Right. Also, that's what she said.
Mm-hmm.
Just as Luna had said, there was a small slot under the screen exactly the right size to fit a memory card. Within moments, the screen was filled with what appeared to be random letters. These look like they could be passwords to all the bombs.
I don't know about all of them. Well, I think we're getting at least one more here.
What is this? I'm trying to see if I can see if there's like any like words. But nothing's jumping out at me.
I mean, not to me either.
6 rows, 22 letters each.
It looks like the odd rows use one set of letters, and the even rows use another set.
Oh.
In other words, the first two rows just repeat.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it does.
Oh my god. Was this some kind of code or something?
It doesn't look random to me. I think there might be a pattern. I just don't know what it is.
Was there anything else on there?
No, it doesn't look like it.
So all we get is this gibberish. Hey Alice, you haven't said anything for a while. What's up?
Does any of this look familiar to you, Clover?
What do you mean?
Have you seen something like this before? Maybe during your training?
Training?
This is...
So you do recognize it.
All right, knock it off, you two. How about you share it with the rest of the class?
Alice sighed and stretched her neck from side to side.
I believe this is an encoded message from a terrorist organization.
What?
They call themselves the Myrmidons.
Myrmidons. For some reason, I felt like I'd heard that name before.
I wonder why.
Myrmidons.
Put simply, they're a bunch of thugs who are trying to destroy or dismantle most of human civilization.
So this thing we're looking at, you think it's theirs?
Well, they have a number of different codes, but I do think this is one of them.
Then the bomb?
It was said by one of the Myrmidons, wasn't it?
Yes. Well, I can't say
When's
for
Dio
sure,
gonna
of course,
chime in?
but it seems likely.
He's not here, right?
Yeah, he's not here.
Oh!
Damn, I've got a ton of questions for you. But let me start with this one. What the heck does that thing say?
I don't know.
What?
How am I supposed to decode it? I don't have the key. Without a key, it would take literally hundreds of years to decode.
What about you, Clover?
Well, if Alice doesn't know how, I sure don't.
See,
I see.
Not much we can do then. We can come back to that code stuff later. I've got another question. Alice, Clover, who the hell are you? Why do you know about this code?
That's...
You told me your job was to eliminate enemies of the state or something like that. Just what the hell kind of a job is that? I think it's time you told us what you do.
Sorry, but I can't.
Why not?
Because you might be one of them. You might be the person who set the bomb.
That's idiotic. Of course I'm
Really?
not.
And where's your proof? For all I know, you're my enemy. I can't tell you anything.
I'm not your enemy. I'm your ally. I'm your friend. I just want all of us to get out of here. Just please tell us. Please. We need to find out who did this so we can all escape. But we have too little information. We need your help. Fine. If you won't tell us about yourself, then just tell us about the Myrmidons. What else do you know about them?
I'm sorry.
Before I could blink, she leapt up and ran out of the room. Hey, wait, Alice! I took off after her.
How long are you going to keep following me?
Until you tell me what you
Then
know.
why don't you just ask Clover?
Clover?
You already know she works with me.
Well, yeah.
Then why don't you...
I wanted to hear it from you.
Why?
I already got Clover's ending. It's a good question. Remember the crew quarters? Or this garden? We got paired up for 2 separate rounds. That means I've spent more time with you than anybody else here. Maybe that's it. I guess I'm just curious about you.
What are you talking about?
She spun around to hide it, but I caught a blush of red on her cheeks. We walked down the path to where it ended next to the pond. I stayed silent. Alice sat down on the bench. We gazed at the smooth surface of the pond for several long minutes before she began to speak.
You don't hate me?
What? Why?
I tried to kill you.
You mean in the AB game?
Yes.
Oh, don't worry, I time traveled, bitch.
I was so scared. Who wouldn't be? Kidnapped and locked up, forced to play some sort of bizarre game. And then we found that bomb. I know I probably sounded calm, but as soon as we found that thing, all I wanted to do was run away from it as fast as I could. Things just went downhill from there.
What do you mean?
I remember hearing that Quark had collapsed and running to the infirmary with everyone else. When I got there, I realized I couldn't understand what anyone was saying, and everything looked... I don't know how to describe it. It was like watching a video on fast forward, only it was real. Then I started to feel like... It's hard to explain. I guess you could say I didn't feel like I was myself, and it only got worse.
That was probably the Radical Six.
Yes, I think so. I don't remember much after that. But when I woke up in the infirmary, suddenly all that fear was back. So all I could think about was getting out of this place as fast as I could. It never even crossed my mind that it could kill you. God help me, even if it had, I don't think I would have cared. See? I'm horrible. You hate me, don't you? Just do it!
What? Do what?
Kill me! Get it over with!
What the hell, Alice? I'm not going to kill you. I don't even hate you.
You're lying! I could have killed you. I would have killed you.
Come on, calm down. No one's killing anyone. A single tear rolled down Alice's cheek, then another and another, leaving shining lines across her face. When I reached out, I saw her tense, just slightly. Slowly, I brushed my thumb across her cheek and off, taking her tears with it.
Why are you doing this? You know, you kind of remind me of my father.
That's like another one to the pile of people saying basically that we're old. By the way. Like, you wouldn't say that to somebody who's like 20 years old or whatever.
Yeah, we're definitely the K's father in the flashback.
Mm-hmm. That's who you're after, right? The people who killed your dad?
Yes.
Did they have anything to do with the Myrmidons?
Will you promise not to tell Clover that I cried?
Come on.
If you keep your mouth shut, I'll tell you what you want to know about myself and about the Myrmidons. Deal?
Sure. My lips are sealed.
Really?
What, crying? I don't remember any crying.
Good. All right, then.
Alice took a deep breath and began. My father is Egyptian, but my mother is French.
Here comes the sub-story.
Yeah. They met... Whenever... Okay, so we talked about MGS4 a little bit in the last one. My favorite part of that game is how before you fight every boss, you get a sob story during the codec calls. That's like...
No, it's after.
Oh, right, it's after. You have like this really hype fight, and then afterwards, your team basically tells you, hey, you're such a shitter for doing that. You know, she was just a poor, sad girl in that suit.
She was tortured as a child, and then that's why she's either laughing, crying, or whatever, and then you killed her. Are you supposed to? Are you saying I'm supposed to feel bad? No, you saved them. Okay.
Yeah. I love MGS4. I can't wait to revisit it in like 50 years. Okay. My father is Egyptian, but my mother is French. They married while my mother was in Egypt on vacation, and married shortly thereafter. When I was 3, we all moved to the US. My father was a scientist, and his field was cloning. He was recruited by an American lab, which is why we moved. Both of my parents had used English around me from the time I was born, so I didn't have any problems adapting to life in the United States. By my 9th birthday, we'd been there for 6 years. That was when it happened. In the middle of the day, my mother showed up at school. Her eyes were red and puffy, but she didn't say anything to me on the drive home. When we arrived, there were several policemen there to meet us. My father had always been a very punctual man, and when dinner time came and went with no sign of him, even I began to realize something terrible had happened. It wasn't until several years later that I finally learned the truth. My father's lab had been attacked by terrorists, and he had been kidnapped. For the rest of my childhood, my mother raised me by herself. I didn't realize it then, but it must have been incredibly difficult for her, as a single mother alone in a country where any relatives were a transatlantic flight away. She did her best not to let me see it, But every so often, when she thought she was alone, the mask would fall away, and every line of her face I could see exhaustion and loneliness. As much as I missed my father, it was those moments that made me wish more than anything that he had never been taken. Fortunately, I was an excellent student and did especially well in math. I earned a full-ride scholarship straight out of high school and spent the next several years studying. After graduation, I took a job with the Department of Defense, hoping that they might have the resources to help me look for my father. I was immediately assigned to the Special Office of Internal Security. Their purpose is to investigate and sometimes deal with terrorist organizations and other serious threats to the state. I could tell my mother wasn't happy about my decision, but she chose to remain silent about it. Eventually, I learned that the terrorist organization that had taken my father was none other than the Myrmidons, although at the time that name didn't mean anything to me. They were suspected of human cloning. Specifically, it was thought that they had been using cloning techniques to copy their most useful members and expand their ranks. The Myrmidons apparently believed that they could use cloning to create a new race of humans. Now, at last, I knew the reason for my father's abduction. The commander of the Myrmidons is a man named Left. We know his name and his gender, but not his appearance or his age. The Myrmidons are closely associated with a cult known as Free the Soul. We believe that Free the Soul provides their funding. But trying to pin any kind of misdeeds on the cult's leader, a man named Brother, is like trying to nail Jell-O to a wall. Brother is supposed to be fairly advanced in years, and rumors say he's so old he can't even get out of bed. Unfortunately, his mind seems to be as sharp as ever. At that point, I hit a wall. I knew the Myrmidons had been behind my father's kidnapping, but that was all I could learn about them. Then, one day, I got a tip that some of them were hiding in a building in the Nevada desert. I headed out immediately. On the way there, my car had some engine trouble and stalled out. I was trying to decide what to do when an SUV appeared out of nowhere. I'll give you one guess who was behind the steering wheel. Clover. That was the first time we met. There were 4 other people in the car with her, and when I asked them what they were doing, I got what was just about the last answer I'd expected. They told me they'd been locked up inside the very building I'd been on my way to investigate, and that they were currently in pursuit of the people who kidnapped him in the first place. My priorities shifted very quickly. After a short discussion, I convinced them to allow me to come along. My hope was to find the people they were chasing, who I was certain were Myrmidons. In the end, however, we were unable to track them down. In fact, I still don't know where they might have gone. Eventually, I took Clover and her companions to SOIS headquarters. We decided that involving the police would only complicate things. After some questioning, it was determined that the people who had instigated this particular event were not connected to the Myrmidons. We did, however, discover that the mysterious disappearance and subsequent reappearance of several children 9 years prior was connected to Free the Soul. There was also a 6th person in the SUV, although they weren't riding in it per se. A middle-aged man, who I'll just call H for now, had been bound and placed in the trunk. According to the other 4, he had been behind the disappearance of the children 9 years earlier. We also learned that his pharmaceutical company, a major player on the world stage, was effectively controlled by Free the Soul. More specifically, I suppose, H was a member of Free the Soul, and very committed to their cause. So why had he kidnapped all those children? Apparently it had been a part of an experiment designed to test the ability of certain people to access what's called the morphogenetic field. I don't imagine you've ever heard of it before, so I'll try and give you a quick rundown. Simply put, these people can access a sort of field that allows their consciousness to resonate with the consciousness of certain other people. To be honest, it might be simpler to just call it telepathy. The SOIS had heard of this particular ability before, and had actually used it in a number of investigations, so I wasn't surprised to learn of its existence. I was shocked, however, to learn that these experiments had been carried out by a member of Free the Soul. If that was the case, then Brother must have known about it. Brother. The thought of him discovering a way to control and harness the power was terrifying. It wasn't too long after the incident in Nevada that another tip about the Myrmidons crossed my desk. This time it claimed that the Myrmidons intended to launch a large-scale biological terrorist attack. My bosses decided that we needed more agents to deal with a threat of that magnitude, and Clover was recruited. Because she'd been a test subject in H's experiment, we knew she had the ability to access the morphogenetic field, and we wanted to put that ability to use. After several months of training, she was sent on her first mission. She would be tasked with the infiltration and investigation of a Myrmidon cloning lab. I was assigned to be her commanding officer. I hoped that our investigation might also give me a lead on my father's whereabouts. At last, I had a chance to find out what happened to him. I wouldn't let that chance pass me by. Perhaps that was what kept me from noticing the truth. The whole operation was a trap. The lab was fake, and Clover was captured almost immediately. I got there as fast as I could, but when I arrived, the building was only an empty shell. All the conspirators, who had pretended to be researchers and the like, had already fled. I searched frantically for Clover until at last, in a basement room, I found her. She'd been tied to a chair, and on the floor next to her was another body.
Pinky.
It was my father. He looked as if he'd just been dumped there, and when I got to him, his body was already cold. He was covered in dark, ugly bruises. It wasn't until later that I learned he had died from ruptured organs and internal bleeding. They had beaten him to death. As soon as Clover had been captured, a Myrmidon in a mask had come to visit her. He said that unless she wanted to end up like my father, she would leave them alone and tell her masters at the SOIS to do likewise. In retrospect, they must have known who I was and who my father was. That was why they killed him. Perhaps they thought that they were sending a message to me. That once he was gone, I'd lose my reason for chasing them. They were very, very wrong. I took Clover with me and left. I tried to console myself with the fact that I had, at least, been able to save her. Sometime later, I received a call from the coroner. He told me there was something I needed to see. There, in the morgue, was my father, cold and pale on a steel table. I could barely stand to look at him, but the coroner insisted. On his arm were 2 rows of numbers comprised of 8s and 9s. It took me a moment to recognize my father's handwriting. He had carved them into his own skin. On his chest was another message, but they were letters this time, not numbers. Not many, just enough to make a short sentence. I love you, Alice. I broke down crying, right there in the morgue. They were the first tears I'd shed since the operation started, and there was no stopping them. There would be no forgiveness. Not for the monsters who put my father through this. They destroyed my family. I would make them pay, even if I had to die to do it. That night, I made a promise to myself. I would avenge my father. It didn't take long to figure out that the numbers he'd written were latitude and longitude. They pointed to a chemical factory that had been disguised as an abandoned building. Further investigation revealed that it was the mother lode we'd been looking for, the headquarters of the Myrmidons. I think my father must have known how things would turn out. Knowing he was going to die, he'd written the directions to our enemy's fortress on his own body. He'd sacrificed too much for me to waste this opportunity with recklessness. This time, our operation would succeed. This time, I wouldn't let my excitement put Clover or any of my other agents in danger. So we took our time. We gathered information. We did our research, and we planned. Finally, we were ready. It is long as fuck. December 25th, 2028 was going to be the day we finally set foot inside the Myrmidon stronghold. But then, on the 22nd, only 3 days before the operation was scheduled to begin, a man in a gas mask appeared. So you inhaled that gas, passed out, and woke up here in the AV room?
Well, there it is. Everything that's happened with the Myrmidons and me. I left a few of the details out, of course, but you get the idea.
Yeah, thanks. She gave me a sad sort of smile and stood up.
We should go back.
Not yet. Your story explained a lot, but there's still one big question.
Which is?
Who here is a Myrmidon? One of us planted the bombs. And based off the code we found, it's pretty clear that that person is a Myrmidon, right?
Yes.
I have more water, don't worry. And I agree, we need to figure out who they are.
What do you propose we do?
Well, that's what I wanted to ask you about. Do you have any clues?
Well, if I could decrypt that code, it might tell us something, but...
How can we do that?
I told you. We need a key. Without that, it's pointless.
What's a key?
A key is a key. It allows you to sort of unlock a code.
I'm guessing this is a lock that we're about to crack open.
Myrmidons usually use this huge string of numbers as a key.
Wait. A long string of numbers? Could that be? Yeah! Hey, there was that time I was in a spacesuit.
That. Do you remember that?
78153-61098 83809 42419 90551.
What the hell?
He was convicted of a string of numbers. Unlock the 5th thing in VLR. I was almost as surprised as she was. The numbers had just kind of appeared in my mind, and I was saying them before I knew what I was doing. Alice looked at me incredulously, and I stared back.
Where did... Wait, can you say that again?
That's
198,449,351 to the third power.
Sorry?
What?
That number you just told me. Prime factor decomposition on that number gets you 198,449,351 to the third power.
You're talking about reducing an integer to a series of prime numbers that you multiply together to get it, right? Like, if you have 30, then you get 2 times 3 times 5, right?
Exactly. You probably learned that in junior high, right?
No.
So you're saying that is a prime. And then if you multiply it by itself 3 times, you get...
Yes.
You get it? You had a stroke?
Don't tell me you just did all that in your head.
I did do all of that in my head. Simple mental arithmetic.
What? No. No way. That's impossible.
I told you. I'm better at math than most people.
That's not better at math.
Look at you. You just recited a huge string of numbers. That seems pretty astounding, too. Where did you find that number anyway?
I didn't know what to say. What would I tell her? That it just came to me?
Can't tell me, huh? Fine. I'm pretty sure that's the key to the code, though. I know the Myrmidons use prime factors for their keys. And there aren't a lot of 25-digit numbers that turn out to be the third power of a prime number. I think there's a very good chance that number you memorized was specifically created by someone.
Could you explain that with small words?
Well, look at the prime factors of your number. 198,449,351 to the third power. I think
Bless
that's
this
our
voice
hint for
actress.
cracking the code.
Yeah.
You still don't get it? Try to remember the code we saw in the infirmary. What did it say on the monitor?
I think the first row was...
Memorize this.
And the second row?
I think. Then they just repeat.
Wow, you've got a pretty impressive memory.
Seriously.
We could really use someone like you back at the...
There's the same guy that in his dying breath pulls out a map. It's like, look, you went to this room, then you went up this hallway, then.
Yes.
They are good at remembering things.
Maybe that's why you were selected for this game.
Well, keep going. How do we decode that?
You use 198,449,351 to point you to the right letters.
What?
How do we do that?
Well, the first number is 1, so take the first letter. The next number is 9, so go 9 letters over from the first one. Then 8 from that one. Just keep going until you get something. Make sense?
Kinda.
I ran over what she said in my head. The prime number Alice had given me was 198449351. So what would we get if we picked out letters like she'd explained? The first letter would be C from the top left. Then you'd move 9 to the right, which would give you O. Then 8 more to the right. Eventually, we get a word. And that word was...
Welcome! I'm writing down. Unless Andrew got the guide up.
I'm gonna drop this in the chat really fast just to have it. So I have a feeling it's about to go away. Okay. Because she... Oh. But it's covering it... Okay, whatever.
What route are we on?
Alice.
I don't think we can pull this shit up right now.
Let me...
Okay, so it's... C... Sorry, the music is falling, so... Okay. 1, 2... Well...
Jesus Christ, it's straight up autocompletes. If you type in purchase clause word,
oh,
and then you type M, it autocompletes.
So the second one... Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so it's like that. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's M. 1, 2, 3, 4. P. Getting a feeling here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. L. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. E. 1, 2, 3. T. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. E. 1. D. It is completed.
Well, that's definitely it. And that is what it is in the guide.
Nice.
Bang!
If you couldn't figure it out, I was just gonna say that.
I did it. Completed. That's it. That's the answer.
Completed? Are you sure?
Yeah. I did exactly what you told me to do. And the word I got is completed. Well, actually, it's completed, completed, completed. The code and the letters repeat every 2 lines. It just repeats.
Well, I can't remember the code like you can, but if you're certain, I believe you.
I'm definitely certain.
All right, then.
I have a photographic and metaphysical memory.
I wonder what completed is supposed to mean, though.
What? Aside from the obvious, you mean? I'm guessing here it means mission complete. So that's what the transmitter was for.
Huh? What are you talking about? What transmitter?
I barely even heard her. Suddenly, my mind was full of memories that hadn't been there a moment before. It was like a wave had washed away the sand, revealing a bed of precious gems underneath.
Well, I think we definitely got the answer to that other log.
These 2 hands, mankind
Damn it. Why hadn't I realized it before? I can remember a series of numbers, but not this? At least I remembered it now. Dio was a member of the Myrmidons. And not just any member. He was their leader. That meant he had to be the one who planted the bombs.
Hey, are you listening to me?
Yeah.
Then answer my question. What the hell was that? What's this about a transmitter?
I didn't trust myself to try and explain it to her. More than likely, she'd just think I was insane. Even I could barely make sense of the sudden influx of new information.
Wait. Don't tell me you're one of the Myrmidons.
If I was, do you really think I'd reveal myself like this?
Point.
Out of nowhere, Clover appeared.
Oh, there you are. I've been looking all over for you.
Really?
We're all down in the floor B warehouse. Well, all of us but Luna and Quark.
Why?
We've still got 45 minutes until the white door's open.
I know that.
Oh, okay. Hey, wait a minute. I thought you, Kay, and Quark didn't know about the white doors.
Tenmyoji told us about them. He said he'd show us where they were, so we all followed him down to the floor B warehouse.
I'm assuming you left Quark with Luna?
Yeah. Anyway, when we showed up, Vi and Kay were already there. Well,
So?
all of a sudden, Vi, Tenmyoji, and Dio all started yelling at each other.
What?
Why? Did something happen?
No.
Ah. According to Clover, the last AB game had been the cause of their fight. Even though Tenmyoji only had one BP, Vi had chosen to betray. They started the fight, and since Dio had pressed betray on behalf of his team, he eventually got dragged in too.
That seems odd. Vi only had one BP too. Her choice seems like a perfectly valid defensive move.
Ugh! Just come with me. Kay's trying to calm them down, but there's only one of him.
Okay. Come on, Alice, let's
Coming.
go. So I guess we just kept the whole Dio thing to ourselves.
I guess.
All four of them were still there when we arrived. They seemed to have calmed down a bit, but the tension in the air was almost visible. I felt like I'd stepped into a room full of flammable gas. Even the smallest spark could turn the whole place into a raging inferno. Even Kay, usually so calm and collected, was standing ramrod straight with his hand balled into a fist at his side. I looked at Alice, pursed my lips, and then headed over to the angry knot of people occupying most of the room. Clover told me what's going on. This whole thing is stupid. You need to knock it off.
Stupid? What about this is stupid? We're talking about my life, you self-righteous dick.
I know, but yelling at each other isn't going to solve your problem. The best thing for us to do right now is trust each other and get through this. Wouldn't you agree?
Hard to trust someone who tried to kill me.
Same to you. I told you letting Dio vote was a stupid idea. What did you think he was gonna do? You might as well have pressed the button yourself.
I couldn't just leave Quark alone.
That's no excuse. And where do you get off telling me I shouldn't have picked Betray? Did you even think that through? What, I was supposed to pick Ally? If I'd done that, I'd be dead right now.
I could say the same thing to you. Damn good thing Dio didn't choose Ally.
Please, that's enough from both of you. Sigma's right. This isn't the time to be bickering with each other.
Oh, you don't get to talk. You tried to betray Clover and escape on your own.
Perhaps. But I think that's better than merely killing someone.
Well, I only did it so that she wouldn't kill Tenmyoji.
Yeah, sure.
God damn it. Enough already. I roared with fury, and my voice echoed and rebounded off the walls of the warehouse. Everyone fell silent. I didn't know how long that silence would last, so I decided to put it all on the table. There was only one way I was going to be able to take control of the situation. Guys, listen to me. We really don't have time for this. I was met with a number of glares, but I soldiered on. See, the thing is, I figured out who planted the bombs.
Oh boy.
What? Is this what you were talking about earlier?
Sort of, yeah. I know which one of you it is.
Well, spit it out then.
Please, explain what's going on here.
I don't think I need to. They're going to admit their guilt in just a few minutes.
What?
You're all gonna hear it straight from the horse's mouth. Or I guess I should say Dio's mouth.
What are you on? You think I set those bombs?
Yes, I do.
Hey, if you're gonna accuse me, you better have some pretty damn good evidence, pal.
I'm not accusing you. I'm just stating a fact.
Oh yeah? Where the hell did you get that fact?
Fun as it was, I knew taunting alone wouldn't be enough to make Dio confess. He'd just play dumb, and he was good at it, and I get nothing. That meant I was going to have to trick him. Well, you see, I'm actually from Free the Soul.
Free the Soul? What's that? Some kind of hippie shoe company?
Don't play dumb, Dio. Or should I call you Left? Brother ordered me to come here, to keep an eye on you. It was quick, but just for a moment I saw his eyes twitch. I leapt on that for a moment of weakness like a hungry dog on a steak. Fine. Skepticism is understandable, admirable even, but perhaps this will convince you. I pressed forward, pulling out every fact I could remember. I told Dio about Brother's background, and how his younger brother, Left, had been murdered. I mentioned casually that the Myrmidons are all clones of a single person. So? Still not convinced? How about this? Do a little prime factor decomposition on that, and you'll get to the third power. If I'm not who I say I am, how on earth could I possibly know that?
What? No, that's not possible.
Finally. So, let's start over, shall we? I was sent here to watch your every move. It seems our wise and noble brother doesn't trust you. He suspects betrayal.
No, you're lying!
I assure you I'm not. But if you don't believe me, why don't you go outside and call him yourself with your transmitter?
No! No! You have to be lying! Brother trusts me! That's why he chose me for this mission! Why would he make me the leader of the Myrmidons if he...
Huh? Sorry, what was that?
Said, why would he have made me the leader of the Myrmidons if...
I grinned.
Catch a bitch.
Wait, what the hell? Are you fucking kidding me?
Sorry, Dio. I've never even seen Brother.
What the hell was all that? How did you know all those things?
Don't know. Maybe I was divinely inspired?
Give me that shit!
What's going on?
What are these Myrmidons?
Dio and I stared at one another while Clover and Timyoji quickly explained to Phi and Kay about the memory card and the number 2 bomb, and about the code we found that was from a terrorist organization called the Myrmidons.
Nice and quick.
So you mean to say someone from the Myrmidons planted the bombs?
And Dio pretty much just admitted to doing it?
Yeah.
Bastards. I'll never forgive you.
I heard a low, furious muttering behind me and turned to see Alice, her lips pulled back into a snarl.
I am going
to kill you!
Ooh, that's some
Her
bloodlust
voice,
scream.
yeah, her voice rose to a scream as she charged toward Dio. Oh yeah, this is your first time experiencing with voice acting, right? Jihun?
Say it again?
This is your first time experiencing this with voice acting, right?
I think they spoke in the DS version.
Oh, okay. There wasn't voice in 999 for the DS, right?
There was. No,
okay.
You're right. No, sorry, I'm sorry. So there was not, but they made a iOS version, but it's actually some kind of Noble edition, which is Visual Noble edition. So they just talk and talk and talk. I think that's how they got it.
Okay. Her voice rose to a scream as she charged toward Dio. He ducked out of the way smoothly and pulled something from his pocket.
Whoa there.
I like my women a little feisty. But you're taking it a little too far, sweetheart. Tone it down.
What?
You see this? You know what it is, don't you?
Oh my god. Is that the detonator?
Exactly. And I assume you know what happens if I press this button?
Yes. I think I do. I'm guessing it'll set off both of the bombs.
Well, I wouldn't say both.
You mean there's still a number 1 bomb we haven't found?
Correct. And there's one more, too.
No.
All right, 4 bombs.
4 bombs?
0, 1, 2, 3.
Exactly. I planted 4 bombs. They're the ones numbered 1, 2, and 3, but there's also one more. Bomb number 0. Add all that up, and you're looking at about 4 tons of explosive
Why bother with 0?
power.
Just name it
Those
number
go
4.
off, and it's all over. That's enough oomph to turn this whole place into a smoking crater.
Aren't you forgetting something?
That'd kill you too.
So, I'm ready for that. I've got spares.
Spares? Is that what Sigma was talking about?
Yeah, clones.
I heard Alice whisper something to Clover.
Let's go, Clover. Show him all that training wasn't for nothing.
Huh? Oh, yeah. Right.
Before I had a chance to ask them what was going on, they moved.
Die, you bastard! Yeah!
She roared, and I leapt toward Dio, Clover following just behind. Alice threw a punch at Dio's face as he dodged Clover spun out from behind her. Dio grunted and turned the focus on Alice, but Clover darted in and snatched the detonator from his hand.
Clover, get him!
Right! Sigma, catch!
Huh? Before I could respond, Clover had thrown the detonator at me. I scrambled to grab it out of the air and held it to my chest. That could have been
Damn
bad.
it! Stop! Let me go! Still let go of me, you asshole!
Yelling didn't do him any good, and Dio found himself subdued by the skillful teamwork of Alice and Clover. Strangely, though, once they had a hold of him, he stopped struggling. I was reminded of a gazelle with its neck in the mouth of a lion. Had he surrendered? Or did he have some trick up his sleeve? It didn't feel right. I didn't have to wait long for my misgivings to prove true. The detonator in my hand suddenly began to flash. What?
Ha! Serves you right.
What are you laughing at?
You, her, all of you. God, you're stupid.
What? Why?
See that detonator you threw to Sigma? You activated it. If it gets more than a meter away from me, it sets itself off. We figured someone might try to take it away, so we put in a little safeguard. Since you two were kind enough to take it away from me, the bombs have gone from remote control to countdown timer. Go ahead and destroy the detonator if you want. Won't make any difference now. The bombs are gonna go off no matter what.
How long do we have?
About 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Oh no.
My condolences.
What can we do to stop them?
I told you that already. First, we need the device that allows us to input information. Then we plug it into each bomb and enter the codes.
Hey Alice, who the hell are you? How do you know all this?
None of your damn business. Just tell me where the input device is.
Well, that's none of your damn business.
Fuck! Stop! You're gonna break it!
Of course. That's the plan.
Please, stop!
Just tell
The
me
input
what I
device
want
was
to
in
know.
the
Yeah, maybe
Was
this
it
is
the
yet
lab?
another lock.
This might be the true end, where we have to get information from every other route to deactivate all the bombs.
Okay, I'll tell you. It's in my coat, the right-hand pocket.
Clover, check it out.
Right.
She nodded and started digging through his pockets. After a few minutes,
It's no use. There's nothing here.
Did you lie to me?
No! I swear, keep looking.
Oh, wait. There is something in here.
Clover pulled her hand from his pocket and held it out. Is that a pill? Like, for medicine?
Hey, what is this?
Huh? I can't see it. Bring it over here.
Yeah, okay. Clover frowned and moved closer to Dio, holding the pill out toward him. Suddenly, he moved his right hand, snaking out to grab the pill from Clover's hand. Before anyone could react, he shoved it into his mouth. I heard a tiny crack as he bit down on it. Almost immediately, he grimaced in pain.
Shit!
What? What was that?
Poison, I guess.
What?
Damn! How could I be so stupid?
His eyes rolled up into his head and flecks of spittle began to trickle out from the corners of his mouth. I grabbed him by the hair and shook. What the hell are you doing? Where's the input device?
Lost it. In my couch. Back home.
Don't screw with me.
Fine. Don't tell us. How about you give us the deactivation codes instead?
Deactivation? You guys are persistent. Fine. Not gonna do you much good anyway. But I'll tell you. But you only get one. This is the deactivation code for Bomb 3. Ready? LXQ LHC N.
Oh.
R.
We've seen other codes that look like this. What about the other three? Tell us the other three.
So we got 0 and 3 so far, right? Bomb 0 and Bomb 3.
Yes.
Yeah. You didn't even seem to hear me.
My body will be a part of the foundation of a bright future.
His voice was weak and more foam was dribbling out of his mouth.
Such a beautiful world. May brother live in everlasting glory.
Those were the last words Dio spoke. He died with a strange, happy smile. Damn.
He only gave us the password for one of the bombs. This is bad. What are we gonna do?
I don't know.
How much time have we got?
25 minutes.
Are you sure?
Yes. When you told us the time, I checked my bracelet. It said exactly 30 minutes.
You mean the bombs are gonna go off the same time the next set of doors opens?
Yes. The time on your bracelet is the time we have left.
That's convenient. Oh, so 25 minutes.
This isn't good. I was hoping that we might be able to escape through the white doors, but...
It takes 5 minutes for the primary door to open and close. So...
Yes, I know. There's no way we can get through them before the explosion happens.
Well, there's no point just standing around. We should start looking. We need 3 things. The password input device.
And the remaining 2 bombs, right?
Right.
We also need passwords for all the bombs other than number 3.
Exactly.
Maybe Dio has a note or something.
Hold on. Let me check.
She knelt down and quickly checked his pockets and sleeves and sat back down on her heels, frustrated.
Damn, he's clean.
She looked pale.
Then we'll just have to hope we find it somewhere. Tenmyoji, can you go tell Luna what's happened?
Right. I'm on it.
Good. The rest of you, let's move out. We can do this. Let's go.
We all took off at a run, heading to different parts of the building. But all of our searching turned up nothing. And as we searched, the clock kept ticking. Then at last, the chromatic doors opened.
Chromatic doors have opened. 5 minutes remain until chromatic doors close.
Our time had run out. We watched the white doors open. Were they doors to heaven? Or to hell? The thought barely had time to flutter through my mind before everything went white. We didn't even have time to say goodbye. 1,000 emotions flooded my brain in those last moments. Why? How? How had we ended up this way? And a blistering wave of heat, like the surface of the sun itself, wiped out any lingering thoughts.
Explosion!
My consciousness slipped away into a bottomless pool of darkness. Neither heaven nor hell, only the void.
Yeah, this is definitely find all the things lock and Alice End.
Yeah, Alice End for sure. Game over, yeah.
So we managed 2 endings today.
Yeah, we're not done.
Oh yeah, no.
Okay. So 2 of you are very excited.
Alright, so with I don't know if we want to follow this thread. We've discovered that Dio's the mastermind, so that does unlock that to the right of this, that one.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to go with
that?
This
is unlocked.
Yeah. So you can either go with that. Oh, hold on.
Who planted the bomb?
Hold on. Oh, sorry. I thought I said something else. You can either go with that.
Jihun, I'll defer to you. What do you recommend, since you have like the full chart up?
Where your cursor is right now, that's the bad end. So.
Okay. Yeah, let's just do this branch. Looks like there's a lot of meat on the bone there.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And neither of these are the true ending, right?
Where did Alice go?
He's not going to answer that.
No, for real, where did she go?
No one here, huh? Damn! Where did she go? Then suddenly the world shifted. For just an instant, I was somewhere else entirely. My mind reeled, and then, just as I'd begun to adjust, it was gone, as if nothing had happened. What was that? It was the same sensation I felt when I saw the vision of the bombs exploding. Had it been a premonition? This is bad. I need to find Alice, now. But where could she be? Damn it, Alice, where are you? Oh my god.
Crew quarters? We got there last time. If we get it wrong, we can just come back to this.
Yeah. Oh, open the 6th lock. Okay, no lying down on the job. I set off at a dead run. The moment I entered the crew hallway, I made straight for the door to the number 2 room. Smells like shit. Alice should be in here. I swallowed and threw open the door. Aha! Alice, so you were here. As I spoke, her eyes turned toward mine, but I didn't get the feeling that they were looking at me. Her skin was pale and sickly, and one of her hands held the scalpel like I caught her in the middle of something.
What are you doing here?
It's okay. I'm just here to help you.
Help me? What do you mean?
Just let go of that scalpel.
No, I need it to get this bracelet off.
Huh?
Remember what Zero Jr. told us? The bracelet comes off when your heart stops. So I just have to...
Whoa, animated. Stop! Before I even finished the word, I was running. I grabbed both her arms and wrenched them back, pulling the blade away from her chest.
No! Let me go! I have to do this! I can't take it anymore. This whole thing is like a nightmare I can't wake up from. The only way I'm going to get out of here is to die!
Knock it off! With a grunt, I tore the scalpel from her hands. It was a second before I felt a burning pain in my left hand. I'd apparently cut myself getting the damn thing away from her. Very quickly, it progressed from a dull throbbing to a hot line of pain across my palm. I clenched my teeth and squeezed my hand tight. I was so focused on my pain, I barely heard Alice collapse. She didn't respond when I shook her. Hey, are you all right? Alice, say something. There was a moment of terror before I realized she was still breathing. I didn't know why, but it seemed she'd only passed out. Shit, what am I supposed to do now? Oh man, maybe the infirmary? It's got all those medical things. Buoyed by adrenaline, I hefted Alice's body and took off towards the infirmary.
All right, please pay attention, everyone. You need to hear this. The Atom has finished scanning Alice.
What did it say?
Aha.
Everything's coming up Sigma, huh?
Yeah, buddy.
Lucky man you are. You two are gonna be playing against Clover. If she doesn't vote, then she'll default to Ally. That means if she stays here, the two of you are gonna be sitting pretty. Especially you, Sigma. After all, you've got 6 BP right now.
Are you saying I'm gonna choose Betray?
If you do, you'll get what you need to escape.
You bastard. There's no way I'd do that.
Is that so?
Yes, it is so. For one, I'm not the only one making this decision. Luna's my partner, and she'll be in the AB room with me. You really think she'd just stand by and let me do something like that? Back me up here, Luna.
Well, actually I was planning to let you make the decision.
See? Told you. You can lie to us if you want, but you can't lie to yourself.
Shut up.
If I might make a suggestion, what if Sigma and Luna both remained here? Should all 3 of you abstain, then you would all be guaranteed to ally, correct?
Nope, doesn't work like that.
Why not?
Here, take a look at this. I pulled the scrap of paper we'd found on my... Can I skip this? No.
Huh?
Okay.
So
what's this?
We found it when we went to the archives.
There wasn't anything like this in the pantry.
Nothing in the garden either.
I guess they only put one in the archives. Whatever. I'll just read it for you. Here are some more AB game rules for you. Not voting is not an option. If both parties refuse to vote, then everybody gets penalized. In other words, one person out of every color group of 3 has to vote. Get it? The whole team can't abstain.
That means either Dio or Tenmyoji's going to have to vote then. And they're playing against Alice. Oh. I guess playing against is a little generous.
So Alice is guaranteed to vote ally, which means that if Dio picks Betray...
Knock it off. You trying to get back at me for what I said earlier? No way am I gonna choose Betray. You do know her BP's at 1, right?
Yeah,
Fuck
yeah,
you.
Dio, we do. We do know that.
What do you think would happen to her if I did that?
Anyone whose BP drops to 0 gets penalized, just like when you break the rules.
I wouldn't put it past you.
What?
Cool it, boys. Don't worry. I'm gonna be in that room too. I'd planned to stay here with Quark, just to make sure he was safe. but it doesn't look like I'm gonna have that luxury. I can't trust Dio to make a decision for all three of us. That means we're gonna be sharing a room, bucko. I've got my eye on you. Happy now, Sigma?
Yeah, thanks. That's a relief.
Exactly.
Oh man, everybody's against me. Whatever shall I do?
Can't be too careful. I wouldn't want to see Alice killed by an unfortunate accident.
What do you mean, accident?
Oh! Tenmyoji, before we went into the CDs, you told Alice there was something you wanted to tell her. What was it?
Huh? Oh, that, well, I mean, look, it wasn't important. Just forget about it.
5 minutes remain until Ambidex Game polling closes.
Maybe we finally get to know what Tenmyoji's whole deal is. I mean, I think I know, but I want to hear it from him.
Time's running out, people. Clover and I will stay here and keep an eye on Alice and Quark. Everyone else needs to go.
What?
You're staying too?
Yeah, if something does happen, Clover might need a hand.
Aren't you a solo? You're playing against Kay and Quark. But with Quark out, that means Kay would get to decide this whole round.
Are you saying that you trust me?
Yes.
Even though I have 6 BP?
Yes.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Are you nuts? What happens when he gets 9 BP?
I'm not worried. Kay won't betray me.
How can you know that?
I just know, I guess.
You just know? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Dio just can't comprehend comradeship, or, you know?
Nope. It's a foreign concept to him.
Yeah. Had something happen between Phi and Kay while they were out exploring?
I understand. I can hardly betray trust like that, can I? I will vote for our team.
Good.
Really?
We're counting on you.
I've had enough of this bullshit.
4 minutes remain until Ambidex Game polling closes.
Forget all of his canned responses.
Come on!
Yeah.
That's a good one.
All right, you kids. Take care of those two, okay?
Of course.
We promise.
With that, we were off. I gave one last quick nod to Phi and Clover before heading back for the warehouse at a dead run. All right. Everybody ready? I'm going to open my AB gate. Although, I guess it doesn't really matter. Dio already opened one earlier.
Then only you and I remain.
Right.
Okay, let's go.
So bad end is betray.
Yeah. Let's get it out of the way, I guess. 2 more AB gates slid open. We all shared one last look at each other before ducking into our respective rooms. Yeah, we'll get Betray out of the way.
Two minutes remain until Ambidex Game polling closes.
What are you going to do? I mean, how are you going to vote?
No question. If Clover isn't voting, then she's defaulting to ally. Betraying someone who isn't even playing hardly seems fair.
Of course, I think so too. I'm just glad to hear you say it.
Luna's face broke into a warm, happy smile. Not to be sappy, but it was like a ray of sunshine on a cloudy day. I grinned back at her before I knew what I was doing. It's happened. This exact thing is playing out again. For a minute, the Nonary game didn't seem so scary. Then she spoke.
Sigma, what's wrong with your hand?
Huh?
There's something white on it.
There's what? I'm so fucked up.
Is this Evangelion reference?
We both made it. What the hell is this? For the first time since I'd found Alice in the crew quarters, I looked down at my hand. Across the palm was some sort of strange white liquid. For a moment, I thought I'd somehow touched some white paint or something similar, but the truth was far stranger. The liquid was coming from my hand. It was coming from the cut I'd given myself when I grabbed the scalpel away from Alice. But why? Where was the blood?
A cyborg.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, I was gonna say exactly like Raiden. I think it's funny that you know that, Andrew.
I was waiting on.
Are we the golem?
I didn't see that one coming. If we are,
well, that wouldn't work though because like I don't. Oh my god, I am so confused.
And me, I'm just watching you guys pondering. I'm just laughing.
Yeah, I don't know what happens anymore. I'm unmoored. I didn't expect this at all.
I think I'm still on Luna being the golem.
Me too. Maybe she... It's all her fault. What if... Okay, so... We know Sigma isn't Sigma. He's somebody else. Right?
Maybe... Are we the clone?
Yeah, there's like shit with clones and stuff like that. Like, we're Kay is effectively his dad from his flashback. That's my assumption right now.
Yeah.
And you know, you're referencing old man. Obviously, we weren't cryogenically frozen like at least a few characters were, right?
Yeah.
Man. There's gonna be a lot to unpack as we continue.
What if... God. What if the body that we're in, whoever it is, like, is only, like, isn't a golem, but is, like, partially a cyborg or something? I don't know. Like, there's Alice who has Ice 9 in her veins instead of blood.
I don't even know if that's actually a thing. The whole Ice 9 thing. That might just be a meme.
It could be anything. I don't know what to do with that info. Maybe we'll figure out more as we go. Maybe this is the route where we figure out whatever this is. Okay. I felt a very odd sort of fear begin to wrap its hand around my throat. Quickly, I held my palm against my chest. I shouldn't have let Luna see that.
Are you alright?
Yeah, it's nothing. I'm just lactating from my palm.
Ew!
I went to the pantry while I was looking for Alice. There was some milk, and I spilled it. Like, I like to think of, like, there's going to be at least one viewer who's just not going... Who's just going to be, like, listening to us as, like, a podcast and not, like, watching the video. I do that all the time on YouTube stuff, right? And I like to just add little things in here to make them go, like, what? You know? It sounded even stupider as I said it.
Really?
Yeah.
But...
Just shut up. It's fine, alright? I'm fine. Leave me alone. Everything is fine. I regretted the words the moment they were out of my mouth, but something was wrong. Very wrong. And my head was spinning.
Sigma...
Oh man, I'm so sorry. Just don't worry about it, okay?
30 seconds remain until polling closes.
Anyway, I'm just gonna vote betray now, and you'll really like me after that. There was no time left. I had to vote. I turned and faced the machine. I took a few deep breaths, but the chaos in my mind refused to calm itself. Calm down. Just calm down. You need to think about the AB game right now. Just forget about your hand. Who was I kidding? There was no way I could forget about something like that.
10 seconds remain until Ambidex game polling closes. 9, 8,
Always
7,
down to the last second.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The hand says betray! It beckons! Feel the thrall of the betray button!
Round
With his white
the
fluid.
Ambidex game has been completed. Results will be displayed in the warehouse. Thank you for your participation. Ambidex gates now opening.
Luna and I stepped out of the AB room. I could see the others filing out of their rooms as we did.
Why?
I didn't have an answer for her. All I could think about was that white liquid. What was it? Some kind of discharge? Blood? No, it couldn't be blood. Blood wasn't white. That was insane. I was lost in thought when Luna spoke.
I'm going to the infirmary.
Huh? Don't you want to see the results?
Why? I already know what they're going to be.
Her usually warm personality seemed to have gone cold. Whether it was because I'd chosen betray or because she'd noticed that something was wrong with my body, I couldn't say.
Excuse me.
And with that, she was gone. I turned back to the projection. With heavy steps, I headed toward Kei, Dio, and Tenmyoji.
Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed. Please direct your attention to the results screen.
What do we get?
Oh, there's so few of us.
Someone's gonna die. Oh. Oh?
We're the only betrayal.
Hey, at least
Oh, we're
everyone's
free.
alive.
We're free, guys. We're out of here. Good end.
Points
Oh, for sure.
been
Definitely.
assigned
That'll happen.
Or subtracted accordingly.
Run, Sigma, before somebody
Please
grab you.
check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
What the hell?
Sigma has 9 BP?
See? I told you! The bastard's finally showing his true colors.
Yeah, it's white, see?
God damn it.
What the hell are you doing? Clover isn't even voting.
I have misjudged you. I never thought you would do something so cowardly.
There was nothing I could say. I had chosen betray of my own volition. But had I really? Had I really pressed that button of my own free will? The more I thought about it, the more I felt as if some other force had guided my hand to the button. Perhaps it had been fear? I was scared by the white fluid that had appeared on my palm? Maybe that had been the tipping point, and I had decided that I had to escape as soon as possible. Damn the consequences. If I got out, then the nightmare would be over. So fucked up. That's all it was, right? A nightmare. It couldn't be real. White blood was insane, impossible. That was when I looked up and saw the others staring at my hand. Shit! I quickly put my hand behind my back, but it was already too late. They moved toward me like wolves closing in for the kill.
Sigma? What was that?
He was cut. It must have been blood.
But why was it white?
Isn't that obvious? He's not human.
Not human?
No! What are you saying? Of course I'm human. I'm 100% human.
Then explain that white stuff.
I swear to God, I have no idea what it is. You have to believe me.
I'm afraid you're not being very convincing.
Oh, you're one to talk. We can't even see you. You could be a robot. Maybe that's not even a suit. That's just you. Robot you.
No. That seems extremely unlikely. However bad my amnesia might be, I am quite sure of my humanity. I am, without a doubt, not a robot.
They probably just programmed you to think that.
Alright, it's pretty obvious this guy's dangerous and probably unhinged. We should take him down.
I agree.
Looks like there's no other way. Now that he's got 9 BP from stabbing Clover in the back, there's a good chance he'll try and get out of here by himself.
Hey, hold on a minute. Let's not do anything rash. I didn't have a choice. I spun around and ran for the number 9 door.
No, I don't think so!
Shit! Let go! Let go of me! I was no match for all 3 of them. Before I could take 2 steps, I was on the floor, pinned. The desperation was only getting stronger, however, and I writhed and twisted in a futile attempt to get free. God damn it. You have to let me go. This is all some kind of mistake. A misunderstanding. It's a conspiracy.
So, there's a conspiracy to turn your blood white? You're a funny guy.
Stop trying to get away. It's over.
Shit. Get off me. Let me go.
If you won't calm down, then you leave me no choice. I'd hoped we could avoid this. Try not to struggle too much.
No. Don't. Is he choking me?
Help me harder.
The first thing I felt when I woke up was the hard pain of a bruise. Oh, okay. All the way across my neck. Kay must have suffocated me. Yep. My head felt like it had been stuffed with cotton, and I put out a hand to steady myself as I stood up. Where am I? Is this the infirmary? How long had I been out? My foot bumped into something, and I looked down to see the injection gun. A glass vial labeled Soparil was still attached to it, the anesthetic. After choking me, they made sure I wasn't getting up in the near future. That meant I could have been asleep for a long time. Where is everyone? I glanced around the room. It was empty, except for me. It took me a moment to realize what was especially odd about that. Even Quark and Alice had disappeared. The hell's going on? That was when I noticed it. Quark and Alice weren't the only things that had disappeared. 2 other things, 2 other very important things were also gone. My bracelet and my left hand. For a long moment, I just stared, dumbstruck. What was I seeing? What I was seeing couldn't possibly be real. But there it was, a smooth cross-section of my arm where a hand should have been. A thick white liquid dripped slowly from the stump. What is this? Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god.
They do that twice tonight.
Mm-hmm. A scream clawed its way out of my body, taking my mind with it. Then after that, nothing.
Game over, yeah.
So they knocked him out, took his whole arm, and just, I guess, left without him.
What is he, Winter Soldier? Alright, let's check the flow chart.
Ally time.
Yeah.
This is one of the last before Stargates.
So, I don't know, do you guys want to continue or like...
Fuck yeah.
Okay, it's just pretty late. I'm just checking on you guys' condition right now.
Yeah, this is the last one we're doing. Here we go. Luna's going to give us the warm fuzzies. We're going to choose ally. Luna and I stepped out of the AB room. I could see the others filing out of their rooms as we did.
So you chose ally after all?
Yeah. To be honest, the AB game was the last thing on my mind. As chaotic as my thoughts were, they all centered on one thing, a mysterious white liquid.
Do you want to go see the results?
Sure. Luna nodded and walked off toward the projection, but I couldn't move. I glanced around to make sure no one was watching and opened my hand. The liquid didn't seem to have clotted or run out, since it was still oozing thickly out of the slit in my hand.
God damn it, Shinji.
What in the hell is this? It couldn't be blood, could it? No. That was impossible. No matter how many white blood cells clumped together, you'd never get anything that looked like that. And I'd never seen my blood do this before. In 22 years of life, I'd seen my body bleed many times. Scraped knees as a kid, accidental nicks with a knife as an adult, but every single time I bled red, like any other human being. So why was it that this time it was white? What the hell is happening to me?
Hey, Sigma, what are you doing? Get the hell over here. They're gonna show the results.
Yeah, right. On my way. I did my best to compose myself and headed over to join the others.
Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed. Please direct your attention to the results screen.
That's all allies?
Unless there's time travel shenanigans, yes.
Oh my god, it's the first time in the entire game.
You're all alive now.
Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly. Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
This is incredible. Look, everyone voted ally. You did just like you promised, Kay.
How could I choose Betray after what Phi said to me?
Tenmyoji and Dio voted ally too.
Of course. If we hadn't, Alice would have died.
Yeah, well, that's about it, I guess.
We should thank the both of you as well. I'm happy to see you also chose ally.
Oh, I didn't have anything to do with it. That was all Sigma.
Then thank you very much, Sigma. Sigma? Sigma, are you all right?
Come on, what's wrong? Just say something.
Huh? Oh, yeah, looks like we all allied. That's great.
Sigma, what the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah, you've been acting a little out of it ever since we came out of the AB rooms. What happened? You make it past at Luna and get shot down?
No, nothing like that.
Hey man, it was a joke. You remember what that is? A joke? You're in pretty bad shape, huh?
Before Dio could continue, the heavy metal rumble of the doors shutting echoed through the warehouse.
Final time for this.
The Ambidex gates have closed. Round 3 of the Ambidex game will be the star round. Star keys are required to open the gates. There is no set limit on usage of the star keys. The Ambidex gates can be opened as many times as the players wish to open them.
We can open the gates as many times as we want to? Then, That means...
We can play the AB game as many times as we like, right?
Hey, Zero Jr. said something about this, didn't he?
As soon as the gates close, your colors get all shuffled up automatically. The pair and solo assignments hop around a bit too.
Yeah, right. Sorry to be a pain, but could you all show me your bracelets? I want to see what all your colors and assignments are.
Everyone nodded and held their arms out toward him. I stared at them, terrified to follow suit, but certain that refusing would only draw more suspicion. So I held my arm out, hand tightened into a white-knuckled fist to hide the cut. When their eyes landed on my hand, my heart skipped a beat.
Huh. So Dio and Kay are a yellow pair. Luna and I are both pairs, but our colors are different.
Right. You're a cyan, and I'm magenta.
That makes Sigma the only solo, huh? A red solo. So what are the 4 we left in the infirmary?
Luna and I are pairs, so 2 of them are our partners.
That means the other 2 are solos. Although, I guess we don't know what colors they are.
They're probably green and blue.
Why's that?
Didn't you see them? There are a bunch of white doors in the Floor B warehouse. They have to be the next set of chromatic doors.
Ah, yes. Phi and I saw them as well. On our way back from the garden with the unconscious Quark. And there they were.
Right here in this map. See, I went this way.
Excellent.
Each one had a box just like the doors on floor A. Given that, I don't see how there can be any question. Those white doors are our next set of chromatic doors.
I think that our bracelet combinations will have to add up to white in order to open the secondary doors. The pairs are cyan, magenta, and yellow. You see?
Yeah. If we need to make white, then the other 3 colors would have to be red, green, and blue.
Right.
Well, at least something about me is red.
Now that we've got that figured out, I'm heading back to the infirmary for a bit. I want to check up on Quark and Alice.
I shall accompany you then.
Might as well go with you, I guess. No real reason to hang out here.
Well, what will you 2 do?
I need to talk to Sigma about something.
About what?
Something?
Her usual pleasant expression had been replaced with something much more sullen. She must have noticed that there was something wrong with me. That was what she wanted to talk about. I was sure of it. Okay, fine. I managed to make my voice sound almost relaxed.
Whoa, hold on. A private talk? What are you guys plotting?
We're not plotting anything. I promise. It's nothing.
Fine, whatever. See if I care.
Dio, what the fuck? Dio tossed his head with a mixture of arrogance and feigned disinterest and marched out the yellow door. Then Myoji and Kei quickly followed. In only moments, all 3 had disappeared. So, what was it that you wanted to talk about? I was almost certain I knew, but there was always hope. Did my best to act as if I was genuinely confused.
Oh, I don't really like this room. Could we go somewhere else?
Okay.
Good. I found somewhere nice when I was looking for Alice earlier.
As strange as her request was, I had no reason to object. I kept my mouth shut and followed Luna as she headed off. Aww. The garden.
You know this place?
Yes, well, sort of. I came here once when I was looking for Alice.
Oh, I see.
So, what brings you here?
Isn't this nice? This is the only place in the whole facility with anything green. I feel kind of silly saying it, but it makes me think of the great outdoors. I think it's the perfect place for a serious conversation. Being surrounded by nature makes me feel happy. Oh, there's a bench over there. Would you like to sit down with me?
Oh my god, we're gonna get somebody else's entire backstory on a bench just like last time.
Got a second drink?
Got this much left, boys.
Alright, good luck.
Yeah. She sat down softly and gently, and I lowered myself next to her. So, what did you want to talk to me about? Instead of answering, Luna lifted the tiny birdcage pendant she wore into the palm of her hand. She was silent for a moment, and then began to talk.
Can I tell you something? This is actually a music box.
Really?
Yes.
She twisted the key on the bottom, and it made an almost imperceptible winding noise. When she released it, soft, clear notes drifted out. It's a nice song. Why'd you bring that up, though?
Because I wanted you to know, I guess. I wanted you to know more about me. Maybe it's because I'm so shy, but I don't really have any friends. Or even any acquaintances, really. So I've sort of always been alone. It was really hard. I felt so lonely a lot of the time.
She looks really strange from the side profile.
Mm-hmm.
You ever see those videos of people showing off their Sims and they look great from one angle and then they turn and it's all fucked up?
Yep.
Yeah. Reminds me of that.
that.
I felt so lonely a lot of the time.
It hurt. It felt like I was just kind of going to collapse from the inside out. That was when I got this music box. Someone very important gave it to me. They didn't say anything, but I felt like there was an unspoken message behind it. Luna, happiness is closer than you think. Do you know Maeterlinck's The Bluebird?
Yeah. Well, I know the gist of it. I think it starts on Christmas Eve. This brother and sister named Tiltil and Mytil get asked to find a bluebird by this old woman, and they travel to a dream world. Or something. Anyway, supposedly if you can catch this bird, then you can make a wish come true. So they visit all these different places, but they can't find it. Eventually, they give up and go home, but when they wake up, the bird is in a bird cage in their hut.
That's right. It's a well-known story, and it teaches a simple lesson.
Yeah, like you said, happiness is closer than you think.
Right. It got me thinking. Maybe the person who gave me this music box was trying to tell me just that. I don't know if that's true. Maybe all of this is just in my head, but I really felt like that was what they'd meant. It was so kind. I kept it with me all the time, like a kind of good luck charm. But one day I realized something. There was another meaning to the bluebird. In Maeterlinck's original story, it doesn't end with them waking up.
There's more?
Yes. When Tiltil and Mytil try to feed the bird, it leaves the cage and flies away. And then the story ends.
Whoa. What about the moral then?
It changes. Now the message is that just when you think you found happiness, you lose it again. I thought about that for a while, but in the end, it didn't change how I felt. I don't know what they intended it to mean when they gave it to me, but I decided how I was going to look at it. It means that happiness is something you should always be looking for. And it's only when you're pursuing happiness that you're truly happy. You know, Sigma, I think you might be Tiltil.
What?
You know, the boy who the old lady asked to find the bluebird on Christmas Eve.
What are you trying to say?
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Where did you find Alice?
What does that have to do with anything?
Just answer me. Where did you find Alice?
Room 2 in the crew quarters.
Where were you before that?
I was in the lounge. That was after we'd split up to go look for Alice. The first place I went was the lounge.
So you went from the lounge to the crew quarters, where you found Alice, and then you rushed her to the infirmary, right?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me this then. How do you know about the garden? Just now you said you'd come here when you were looking for Alice. Didn't you? That doesn't make any sense. there wouldn't have been any time for you to visit the garden while you were looking for Alice. So tell me, Sigma, how do you know about this place?
Well, I didn't know what to say. I couldn't even explain it to myself. Why had I told her I knew about the garden? Why had I told her I'd been there before?
Sigma, are you a robot? Have you always been here?
What?
See, it would make so much sense if you were. That would explain why you knew about the garden, and it would explain that cut on your left hand.
Damn, so you did see it, huh?
Yes. I've been told that robots these days have what's called artificial biological tissue, or ABT, on top of a metal skeleton.
This is just like a Snatcher and, you know, all that stuff that, Revengeance is built on.
It makes them look almost exactly like a human. And ABT uses
My hair is
this
like flying
white
around my
liquid
face,
instead
sorry.
of blood.
Okay. For some reason, when Luna had called me a robot, it hadn't really fazed me. Maybe because it was just so out there. It didn't sound like a real possibility. It sounded more like a theory you'd get from someone in a nut house. Still. My hand was still oozing white liquid. Was I really a robot? No. That was impossible. I needed to stop doing that. Questioning myself so much was giving me heart palpitations. Luna, aren't you a little scared?
Scared? Why would I be scared?
Well, let's say I am a robot. That means there's a pretty good chance Zero's pulling my strings. That would make me your enemy.
Oh, I guess so. Well, even if you were, I wouldn't be scared.
Why not?
Maybe because you're a robot.
Huh?
Have you ever heard of the 3 laws of robotics? They were a set of rules created by the science fiction author Isaac Asimov that he used in several of his stories.
Rule 1. A robot may not injure a human being or, through inaction, allow a human being to come to harm. Rule 2. A robot must obey any orders given to it by human beings, except when such orders are conflict with the first law. Rule 3. A robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first or second laws. Oh, yeah, I've heard this before. That's just an ideal, though. You could work toward that, but I don't think you could ever actually achieve it. I mean, depending on how you program them, robots could do pretty much whatever they wanted to.
Yes, you're right. But I believe in them. In you. However you're programmed, I don't think you'd break any of the 3 laws. A robot without the 3 laws is just a bunch of metal and plastic. That's not you. You have a heart. You're a good person. It's in your eyes. Well, I guess I'm just kind of assuming you're a robot. There's still a chance you're not. We should run some tests.
Tests?
Yes.
How?
Well, the atom should be able to tell us.
Oh, yeah, that thing in the infirmary. I heard the crunch of dried leaves behind us. But when I turned, there was nothing. Who is it?
Is someone there?
Just me.
Vi?
Sorry, but can you guys come over here? I need you to see something.
Luna and I looked at one another, shrugged, and stepped into the bushes. It's going to be a bomb.
Welcome.
What? How long have you been here?
Just got here a little while ago.
Did you hear what we were saying?
No. Were you talking about something you didn't want me to know about? Whatever. Just have a look at this.
I followed the line of her finger.
Oh.
Shit! This is...
Antimatter bomb.
Exactly. I'm pretty sure someone didn't move it here from the crew quarters. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's an entirely different bomb. Look at the number on the side.
says 01.
And the one in the crew quarters said 3, right? Then that must mean...
Shit. Then there's no question, huh?
I've got more good news. Just think about the numbers for a moment.
You're saying there's a 2 bomb out there somewhere?
Can't be sure, but it does seem pretty likely.
Damn it. That means we're dealing with a combined explosive power equal to 3 tons of TNT.
Yeah.
Who planted them?
Was it you guys? I mean, you've been in here quite a while.
Hey, don't give me that. You're way more suspicious than we are. What were you doing in the bushes anyway?
Well, I was taking a walk.
Taking a walk? You really think I'm gonna buy that?
Fine, you got me. I heard you two were off talking in secret, so I got curious and went back to the Floor A warehouse. Of course you weren't there. That seemed pretty suspicious to me, so I headed here. And just as I'd suspected, there you were, talking on the bench. I snuck up from behind so you wouldn't notice me. Then, just as I was getting close enough to hear, I found the bomb. So, believe me now?
So, who planted the bomb?
Honestly, it could have been any one of us. Anybody could have come here while we were all looking for Alice.
We need to tell everyone about this then.
Yeah, you're right. Let's head back to the infirmary. Everyone else was already there when we arrived. Clover and Temyoji. Kay and Dio. And of course, Alice and Quark. Both seemed to be sleeping peacefully. You'd never think, to look at them, that they'd been completely insane not so long ago. Alright, everybody, listen up. I told them about how he found the number 1 bomb in the garden, and how, judging by the numbering on the 2 bombs we'd found so far, there was probably a number 2 bomb out there somewhere.
Oh, this is bad. What are we going to do?
Well, I think Alice mentioned something.
There should be an emergency deactivation password. If you enter that password, the device should, well, deactivate. You see it right here. There's a port. If we can find the password input device, we just connect it here. Then we can enter the password.
So if we have the password, we can deactivate them?
Whoa, hold on a second. That's great and all, but we need that password input device she was talking about. Without that, we're still boned even if we did have the password.
Yeah. That's why I want all of you to let me search you.
I beg your pardon?
You heard me. Chances are whoever planted those bombs is in this room. There's also a good chance they've also got the device we need to deactivate the bombs.
So you're planning to search us for it?
Exactly.
But...
No buts. If you refuse, then I'll assume it's because you've got it and you planted the bombs. Unless you want that, I suggest you cooperate. Clear? Good. Now who's going to be first?
Wait.
Huh?
You only need to search one person.
What? Why?
Because I figured out who did it. I know who did it. The words were out of my mouth before I'd even realized I was saying them.
How can you... There's no way.
Yeah. I met Fi's gaze and nodded, then turned away. I know who set the bombs. That person... That person is you! Kono Dioda!
Come on, what is this? Are you high?
Who set up us the bomb? Part 1. Open the 7th lock in VLR. Well, we're about to find out. Sorry, Kay, but could you hold him down?
Well...
It's on him, I promise.
Knock it off, Sigma. You're doing this all backwards.
So? This isn't a court. Besides, all we want is to know who set the bombs. And why are you getting so worked up anyway? If you're innocent, then a search will show that, and I'll look like an idiot.
Nice try, but that's some bullshit totalitarian logic. I don't think so. What are you even basing this on? How do you know I set the bombs?
Because I know about the Myrmidons.
What?
I beg your pardon?
No. How do you know that, Sigma?
Oh, that's not all I know. I know about Free the Soul, and I know about Brother.
What the hell are you talking about?
I can tell you the details later. But there's no question that you were the one who set up the bombs.
The fuck do you think you are? None of that has anything to do with me. I don't know who the Myrmidons are. And I don't know what Free the Soul is. And I certainly don't know anything about some old fart called Brother.
Oh dear. Tell me, how does that foot taste? Who the Myrmidons are? I don't recall saying the Myrmidons were people. What about Brother? How would you know his age if I haven't said anything besides his name?
Wait, so he's left? But that means he's a terrorist.
A terrorist?
Oh dear.
Left?
Well, looks like I won't be able to talk my way out of this one. Seriously though, when did we get so famous? The Myrmidons aren't supposed to be something anybody knows about, let alone you two jokers. Okay, you got me. Yes, I'm the leader of the Myrmidons. My real name is Left. I was sent here to stop Zero Senior's AB plan. That's why I planted the bombs. If it looked like the plan might actually succeed, I was supposed to blow this whole place sky high.
AB plan?
What's that?
Oh, well, looks like you don't know everything after all. I should have been more careful. Then again, it's not like it really matters. After all, you're gonna die here.
What?
God damn it, no.
I don't want to die.
I leapt toward him.
Whoa there. Better not come any closer. You think I'm not prepared for this? Take one step and it'll be your last.
Then, that thing you're holding.
It's the detonator.
Yeah, I guess it is.
Now back the fuck off!
Dio, please calm down. If you press that button, you'll die too.
So, believe me, there's plenty more where this came from.
What?
Now that we've cleared that up, back off! Come on, move it! Go, go, go!
We had no choice. Slowly, carefully, we backed away. All of us, except for one, Tenmyoji.
Hey,
Ooh.
Grandpa, your hearing gone? I said back off.
No.
You... I'm not screwing around here.
I can see that. So why don't you do it? Go ahead. Press that button.
What?
Tenmyoji!
Something wrong? Hurry it up. I'm not getting any younger. Oh, do I sense hesitation? What's the matter, Dio? Scared? Well?
You son of a bitch.
So you were just bluffing?
Not bluffing, goddammit. You hear me? I'll do it.
Oh, I'm sure you will. But there's really something I should tell you. See that detonator you're holding? It's a fake.
What?
Mm-hmm. For just an instant, Dio's eyes twitched down to the device in his hand. That was all the opening Tenmyoji needed.
Yeah!
He cried out as he leapt through the air. Tenmyoji's leg shot out, knocking the detonator from Dio's hand.
Well, I get too far!
Yeah. Watch it. Shit.
So repeat.
Not good.
What happened?
The detonator. He doesn't have it anymore.
What? What's happening?
There's a red light on it now.
Oh, you really fucked up, Tenmyoji. This is what happens when you try to show off.
What?
I'm sorry. This is my fault. I didn't have time to tell you how it worked.
What are you saying?
The detonator isn't supposed to be separated from Dio. If it is, then the timer on the bombs automatically activates.
Damn. How much do you know?
Fine, whatever. Well, he's right. If If that thing ever gets more than a meter away from me, it activates. When it does, it starts the timers on all the bombs. So thanks to this old fart, you get to try and defuse a bunch of activated bombs on a countdown. You can go ahead and destroy the detonator if you want. Once the timers have been activated, they'll go off anyway.
How long do we have? When do they explode?
You should know, Sigma. Why don't you tell her?
30 minutes.
30 minutes? That's crazy!
Yeah.
How do we stop them?
The emergency deactivation passwords.
None of us know them, though.
Right. None of us know. But there's someone who does, isn't there?
Okay. I'll give you one, since I'm such a swell guy. The password for bomb number 2
Such a
is
swell guy.
Yeah!
EQD DYR NTK.
We got 3 out of 4.
Yep.
But we haven't found that one yet.
Oh? Well, my mistake. Must have slipped my mind. Well, there's nothing you could do anyway. You don't have the input device. Really, it'll be much easier if you all just give up.
Where's the input device?
Oh, gosh, I wonder.
Where did you put the number 2 bomb?
Shoot, you know, I just can't remember.
You son of a bitch.
Anyway, I think it's time for me to be moving on.
Moving on?
To where?
What? I have to explain everything? To the next world, of course.
No. Wait. I threw myself toward Dio and wrapped my hand around his wrist, slamming it to the floor. He struggled, but I put all my weight on it and kept his arm pinned.
Shit! Let go of me, goddammit! Get off of me! Let me go!
He continued to struggle, but I wasn't going to let him go. I shifted my weight to free one of my hands and started trying to pry his open.
Hey! I'm not fucking around, alright? Let go of my goddamn arm!
By then, the others had run over and piled on the Dio with me. Even then, he refused to stop. With increasing desperation, he tried to get the hand I grabbed to his mouth.
We don't have a choice. Luna, go get the soparil.
No. If we put him to sleep, we can't get what we need out of him.
You think I don't know that? What other choice do we have? Every minute we spend wrestling this prick is a minute we don't have to deal with those bombs. We don't have time for this.
Ugh,
what
shit.
are you doing, Luna? Go!
Right. Okay, I've got it. I'm ready when you are.
You can do whatever you want to me, you fucking cowards! You're still gonna die! Go ahead, tell yourselves you can fix it. Run around like idiots before you get blown to atoms. Serves you fucking right! You're gonna burn!
Oh, for God's sake! Luna, shut him up!
Right, here goes.
As they began to climb off of him, I finally pried Dio's hand open. There it was, just what I'd expected. A small, unassuming capsule. I didn't know what was in it exactly, but it was undoubtedly some kind of poison. I stumbled toward the sink and tossed it into the drain. How much time do we have left?
About 20 minutes or so, I think.
And how much time until the white doors open?
The same. It didn't have to be the same as the other route, but they did that. We put in those passwords and stopped the
We
bombs.
searched Dio, but he doesn't have anything that might be the input device.
Well, only one thing to do then.
And that is?
We split up and find it. Unless any of you have another suggestion? A dismal silence filled the room. Even though no one spoke, I could see despair on every face.
All right. No point sitting around. Until those things actually go off, we've still got a chance. Sigma, you come with me. We're going to have to go look at the number 3 bomb. See if the timer really has started or not.
Right.
All the rest of you, listen up. I want you to take Alice, Quark, and Dio to the Floor B warehouse.
What?
Why there?
Just listen. Worst case scenario. We'll open the white doors and go through them to wherever they go. Maybe we'll get lucky.
Understood. We will take them to the Floor B warehouse. Once we've done so, we will begin to search for the input device in the number 2 bomb.
Good. Thanks. Okay, we don't have much time left. Now get moving. Sigma, you're with me.
I turned without waiting and headed for the door. Before I could blink, she was gone. I gave everyone else in the infirmary a quick thumbs up and a shaky smile, then hurried after her.
The light's flashing. I guess the countdown has started. So, what are we going to do? Without a way to enter the passwords, we're screwed. Right. We'll just have to split up and look for it. I'll look around here, you go check somewhere else.
Okay.
If we get to T-minus 5 minutes, then we'll meet back in the Floor B warehouse. Got it?
I wasn't sure what to say. If we hadn't found it by then, was there really any point in meeting up again?
What's with that look? Don't worry. We'll figure it out, I promise. You know what they say. Swimsuits never quit.
What?
Yeah, sure.
What? No, that's not a thing. It doesn't make any sense. Besides, why the hell are you cracking jokes right now?
I'm just, trying to show you that life is still worth living. After all, if you quit now, there goes any possibility of you ever seeing me in a swimsuit.
Hey?
Oh, I see. Well, I admit I am a bit curious.
Right. Looks like we're on the same page. Now get moving. We don't have time to stand around.
Fine. Be careful, alright? I checked the time on my bracelet as I headed out of the crew quarters and into the hallway. It wasn't good news. Damn. Only 15 minutes. I need to hurry. I broke into a run. Before long, I found myself in front of the infirmary. All too often, what you're looking for is right in front of you. We'd spent a lot of time in the infirmary, so it seemed kind of fitting somehow that it might have been there all along. Or maybe Dio had dropped it there recently. There was no way to know. And in any event, I had to start looking somewhere. Luna, you're still here?
Yes. The others are taking the people who are asleep to the white doors. I chose to stay here. I thought you might come back.
Why?
Because the atom is here. I thought you might want to use it.
Oh shit.
Isn't that why you're here?
Oh man.
What? I mean, yeah, I want to know what's going on with me. It's driving me nuts. Hell, I feel sick. But this isn't the time for that. Being a robot isn't going to mean a lot if I die anyway.
Oh, why did you come here then?
Isn't that obvious? I'm trying to find that input thing so we can turn off the bombs.
Really?
Yes. Why would I lie?
I see.
I see.
I see.
I knew you couldn't use the atom without me. So I stayed behind because I thought I might be able to help. I guess I shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry. Goodbye.
What do you mean goodbye?
She turned and headed toward the exit. Wait. I couldn't just let her leave like that. I sighed. How long would it take?
Not more than 5 minutes or so.
Are you sure? Only 5 minutes?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it. Analyze my body.
What's it gonna be? What are we thinking?
I think that we are... I think that we are mostly... I think we are human with some modifications.
Okay.
I'm Team Luna as a robot. Good. We have no idea the person we are. I mean, you know, not really. Like we know he's like an old scientist. You know, following our theories. Okay, whatever. Yeah, I lay down on the table. Luna picked up the atom scanner and began to run across me, slowly and methodically. In a few minutes, she was finished.
That's it. You can get up now.
That's fast.
I sat up and hopped off the table. The screen was already starting to show my results. So, what does it say? My eyes were glued to her face, looking for any sign of what the answer might be. She studied the readout for several long seconds before replying.
Well... It says you're not a robot. You're human.
Alright.
I let out a breath I hadn't realized I'd been holding. My relief didn't last long.
But your body isn't entirely human.
What?
You're part machine.
Wait, what are you saying?
Look here. The structure of the bones in your arms isn't anything close to human. They're made out of a titanium alloy.
Oh,
On top
fuck.
of that skeleton is artificial biological tissue. It's also called ABT. Your arms are cybernetic.
What? What does that mean?
Cybernetic? It means a mechanical system that interfaces with a biological one. You see all these root-like things around the titanium bones? Those are artificial nerves. They're probably connected to your own nerves, which is how you can move your arms. I imagine they allow you to feel things through your arms too.
What? No, this is ridiculous. I think replacing my arms with robot ones is something I'd remember, and I know they weren't always like this. When I was a kid, I broke my arm and they took an x-ray of it. The doctor told me I had really thick bones, and that I must have done something pretty insane to break them. When the hell did this happen? Why did somebody replace my arms?
Yeah, why?
Wait, okay, let's say you're right and my arms are cybernetic. Wouldn't that mean I don't have to worry about the bracelet going off?
No. Unfortunately, you probably do still have to worry about that.
Oh. Why?
The cybernetic arms are made to function just like real arms, which means they interface with the rest of your body, which means that anything injected into them is spread to the rest of your body.
How do you know that?
I just do.
That's not an answer.
Yes, you're right. But not everything has an answer. There are some things you just can't explain.
What?
Don't you know how that feels? How did you know about the garden? How did you know that Dio planted the bombs?
That's,
I'm sorry, Sigma. I wish we could talk some more, but our time is up.
Time? I pressed the buttons on my bracelet and felt my stomach drop.
Oh, shit.
1 minute. We've only got a minute left.
Sigma, there's one last thing. I was given very specific instructions.
Guys.
Yeah?
I shuddered. Not because I was scared of what was about to happen. Because I was scared of Luna. She was calm, unnaturally so, like a machine with a human face. We were about to die. How could she be so calm?
Please pay attention. This is very important. You must be sure to remember it.
Hey, we've heard this before, guys. Remember? I was about to die. How was I supposed to remember anything?
Should you encounter a two-headed lion devouring the sun, remember GTFDNL016.
This
is different.
Yeah. ELD. L. Wait.
That's the other password then.
With this key, the first gate shall be open to you. There
Oh,
you
wait.
go.
Those might not be for the bombs.
Ooh.
I hope
His
we can meet again
gates.
someday. I'll be waiting.
What exactly did she say?
Is gate 1 and gate 2.
What exactly did she say? She said two-headed
lion something, yeah.
Can you look at the... You have a log, right? You can look
Yeah,
at the log.
yeah, I think so. Should you encounter a two-headed lion devouring the sun, remember.
So that's exactly what Kay said, too.
Yeah, it is. What? Before
Wait,
she could answer.
I'll be waiting. She knows.
The world exploded into noise and light, and I disappeared along with it. When I came to, I was floating in a field of nothingness. So that was
like only at
wait, what?
Sigma end, because we learned more about us.
What? I didn't expect that. What?
What's our face gonna be?
Okay.
So let's check on the flowchart of what exactly is left.
So we're missing Luna, Quark. Oh. So we're missing a user and pass.
So this is 5 minutes of life.
Oh yeah, that's
This
We've unlocked that.
is there proof it wasn't murder?
We can do that.
And the only other thing is this user and pass right here. Oh
It's
wait,
only to the right?
wait. There's this too.
Yeah, that part cut off with the like Sigma pointing at the person is you.
That's where I quit halfway.
So that's where we'd probably get another password.
Hmm.
Yeah, probably not a password from the
And
different
is that
path.
the route where we got the It was the one route where Fi went back, and she came back with the
That's a
device
Dio.
that can actually interface with the bomb.
That's a Dio's path. Dio's ending.
That's probably this one. I don't know.
Remember Dio's?
No, it wasn't. That was the one where we escaped.
Yeah, we escaped with Dio, Phi.
Yeah, but I'm saying there was an end. There was one of those. I think it's that one all the way to the right that we haven't finished out yet, where we went to the area where there was the energy, like the energy generator. And I don't know what the fuck to call that room, but that's where it was. The actual input device.
Oh, was it? Okay.
I rewatched these videos, so yes.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you remember me a lot fresher.
Andrew is obsessed.
I might not remember which. If there's so many fucking routes at this point, I might mix them up. But I know we got it in one of them, and it has to be that one.
Yeah, I know we got it too.
I'm presuming that's going to be the true end route then. There's only a few more here.
So we're missing Temuzi, Quark, Luna,
and Phi.
Yeah.
And then the true end. Yeah. And how many branches are
I still really think this is the true end because it's right in the middle. This is really climactic. Everyone's alive. I have a pretty good feeling this is the true end.
So you're calling that. I'm calling all the way to the right. Jihun doesn't get a vote.
Can't say shit.
Yeah. I like logistically, I'm thinking we probably have like 2 streams left of this game.
Yeah. Because one of the deceptive, one of the log is, like I said, like we discussed earlier, is deceptive, so it goes way longer. So,
you already spoiled which one that was. That's That's the third question mark there on the screen, or the second one.
Yeah.
Mm.
But you don't know whose ending that is, do you? I haven't told you that one yet. So,
Well, there's only a few options left.
so yeah, I'll get back to you on the
2 streams.
Yeah, because I want to make sure, like, if we do get to if we choose a path that's a true ending, I'm gonna have to keep the time, how much it would take, so we can calculate. So just to be safe, I just don't want what happened last time again, which was definitely.
I mean, if we have a little bit of a late night, then we have a late night. You know, it's whatever. But you know, this feels like manageable for 2 more nights.
Yeah, 2 at most. I'm excited.
Yeah.
So until next week, do you want to throw any speculation?
I feel like it's a lot of the same. I think I'm in agreement with Kevin on Tenmyoji's Junpei, or at least a character from the previous game, because of how he's so focused on Alice and Clover, who were also in the previous game.
Yeah.
I mean, we know everything about Dio at this point, and our goal here is to find a route where we have all 4 the activation codes.
Oh, another thing about Tenmyoji is he's using a Japanese name again. You know, and nobody else is. That's
so I was rewatching the first video of the 999 thing, and it was Akane who blurted out his name, Junpei, and then everyone went with like code names based on their number.
Yeah.
Like 1 Ace, 4 Clover, 4-leaf Clover, except that's actually her name. But yeah, I guess that is true. So that would be another reference for it to be Junpei. I'm still curious. Only the far left route, I think, had the old woman discovered. The far right route has the bombs discovered.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, we didn't worry about bombs till we headed over to the right side.
What was what's unique with the middle route? Like, what's a unique story element going on with the middle route here?
I think there was more attention paid to the pods.
Yes.
Okay. And we're guessing right now, it's got to be the youngest ones? Like, definitely...
Well, okay, so youngest, but it can't be Clover. Right? Well, it could. I guess it could be. But...
if only 3 people were in the pods. Like, we don't know how many years have transpired, but it's definitely beyond that December 28th date. It's well into the future. It's the next lunar eclipse past that point. So I don't think we were in it. Maybe K? I don't know.
I mean, we're in K's house.
Yeah.
Right? This is where he lives, dude.
Like, from what we understand, like, the planned elements of what's going on here did include the old woman, who we're presuming is Akane. But Dio slipped in. Right?
Yeah.
I don't think he was purposely let in, so that's what's caused everything to go into disarray.
Yeah.
And we're thinking the ultimate goal is, like, we exit and the world is changed, right? So the virus never happened? Or we send the cure back in time?
Yeah, I'm guessing that's kind of where we're headed with that, yeah.
And Dio's whole deal is preventing that, ensuring this doomed future for his doomsday cult.
Yeah, love that guy.
He's pretty great, honestly. He's a fun character.
It's nice to just have okay, so this game, you know, is, let's be honest, it's a convoluted mess. It's a very interesting, convoluted, complicated knot of a story you have to untangle, but there's something so good about having a character who's just so simply evil and so easy to hate. You know,
from the very beginning, pretty much.
It feels so good to hate him. He is a master heel.
So, with the endings we haven't reached yet, what do we think Quark's deal is? Because let me pull it up again.
So, Quark is one of the characters we know least about because he's basically like in a coma through like all the routes, right? Or dead. And he could be in one of the pods, or he maybe like could be one of the pod people, or could not be. But one thing that's kind of remained the same throughout is he's almost like the patient zero for Radical 6 amongst our group.
He's always the first one to get infected.
Yeah.
Or to present with it. Like he may have had it to begin with. Okay. I've been pulling up what people's names mean, and a quark is like a subatomic particle.
What?
That's like carries a fractional electric charge. They haven't never been directly observed, but they're theoretical.
That's yeah.
So it's an elementary particle.
Yeah. The things atoms are made out of, right? I guess.
A proton is composed of two up quarks, one down quark, etc., etc. So it's like a building block of everything.
Yeah. Okay,
I have the Wikipedia. I'm trying to summarize it.
Right.
I don't want to directly read what the fuck.
Up protons, down protons. Fuck that. Get out of
here. Yeah. It's an elementary particle that makes up all of existence. So yeah, he's obviously very crucially important.
Yeah. But I mean, he's such a big question mark because he's only conscious for such a small amount of time, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm curious what route we'd learn more from him because he's always knocked out quickly.
Yeah. I think the only thing that they have so little time to deliver any remaining to deliver any kind of information about Quark. I think all we're going to get out of him is probably whatever his relation is to Junpei or to Tenmyoji.
Yeah. So it might be from like one of his routes. So curious where the far left route's going to go, because that's one where we have a user impasse and everyone's dead except for us, Phi, and Quark.
Yeah. So Phi, I feel like, is probably a decent chance to be one of the pod people.
She might be part cyborg.
She might
be similar to us.
She could be similar to us in that way, or she could be one of the robots, or the robot, or whoever. She's kind of my number 2 pick if it's not Luna.
The way that she's the only other one who's had more than one instance of recalling information from another playthrough. It was Kay and Luna only had this tonight. We saw a little bit where they noted something. So they're in on the overall game. Like they know some
Alice has had some meta stuff as well.
Is she?
Huh?
Oh no, she had like the weird Schrodinger cat situation where even though in like one of the previous, like I think it was the last stream, where it's like I go back in time and throw scissors instead of rock, but then they changed their answer. Even though they had already made their selection prior to my choice. Like that weird phenomenon. We had that with Tenmyoji and Alice. And technically Phi, but that was her saying fuck you because we chose betray.
Yeah. But I'm just saying I think Alice has some of that the field thing, that power as well.
We're all probably experiencing it. All the characters.
Morphogenetic field. That's it. It was like metaphysic now. Let's see who we talked about. Quark, we talked about Phi, we talked about Tenmyoji.
The other ending is Luna that we're missing. We're missing 4.
And we think she's the robot.
That's what I think. And he just notated like mechanical blah blah blah. Why is she so calm?
Yeah.
So I think we got that.
I mean, at that point, the ending is just hinting.
Yeah, and yeah. And also the fact that her and Kay had like this exact same script to say to us is really interesting, because she would have been Kay's caretaker.
Yeah, if we're going off of his backstory bit, that would be the case. What about him looking identical to us? So we're pretty sold on our character being the father in that flashback?
Yes, I am.
Okay. There could also be a weird clone thing going on.
It could also be a weird clone thing, but that seems to be more Dio's thing, and it'd be weird to have like two. It'd be weird to have that twice. You know what I mean?
Totally possible, but fair.
Yeah, it's possible, but like if I'm making a story, I wouldn't have that in it. Maybe that's too meta, but that ship long sailed.
I'm curious if we're going to see the Rabbit Zero Jr. again. Most of he only piped up to the beginning of the second game, and then we've never seen him again except for flashbacks. It's just been like the computer prattling along since.
Hey, there was one time we listened to a tape that was recorded.
That's true.
That was after that point.
Yeah, but that was like pre-recorded. It doesn't count.
Yeah.
So who do we think is Zero? Which character?
Sorry, what?
Who do you think is Zero? Who's behind everything? I like knee-jerk said our character once before, and I think I'm more inclined towards that self-inflicted amnesia.
Yeah, I also think it's our character asterisk. Yeah, there's some fuckery happening that, you know, I'm not all too clear on. But I think all the signs are pointing to our character being the guy setting it up.
Okay.
And
so
we kind of know from like 999 and stuff that the people who are setting up these games don't necessarily have like murderous intentions in mind.
Right.
They're just trying to fix a problem through.
I remember Clover back in the one of the endings. She was like, "We just want to get out of here," and like the moment she lost her brother, like, the axe.
Yeah.
I mean that's fair.
That's something I'm kind of surprised they haven't redone, is give Clover an axe.
We haven't seen everything yet.
I know, but I mean, if it hasn't happened already, like when's it going to happen?
I don't know. I don't think that'll be in this game.
Yeah, I just think it'd be funny if they did that again. They've made comments about it, like Zero Junior calls her Cleaver, which is nice.
You use the emote.
So there's a playthrough video that's 34 hours long.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm browsing through that to calculate.
Is that person like reading along to it and stuff? I mean, I don't think me reading it is taking up too much longer time, but it, like, the little like seconds and stuff add up, I guess.
Yeah, we have at least a couple hours on top of that, and we are kind of slow going it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we're stopping.
And then also, Also, this video is just cussing only, not puzzle solving part.
Oh yeah, the puzzle is definitely added on several hours alone.
Yeah.
So
especially with me playing, right, guys?
Honestly, we've been doing fine. I think there's only been a few like times we got a little stumped, and that is kind of just to help move things along. Refer to the guide.
So I found the exact point where we last stopped before the trade ending.
Mm-hmm.
So at least the cutscene alone, it takes about 3.5 hours.
Okay,
that's not as bad as last game.
Yeah, but considering this factor, the next week we're gonna do anything but the true ending route.
Yeah.
And then after that is a true ending.
Yeah. Jihun, would you mind telling me off stream just so we can get the logistics right? I don't mind the spoiler. Tell me which route is the true ending route, and then we'll do everything else next.
Yeah, off stream.
Off stream, yep.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to next time.
Yeah, me too. But yeah, Jihun, are you proud of me? I feel like I've solved this game.
Yeah,
Comment on that. I cannot comment on it until the very last moment.
Yeah. I will know as it all comes up.
Yeah. Yeah, we've laid it out here.
I think Kevin's been making calls better than I have.
I'm very good at intuiting like author intent like through like a story, you know? Like I've experienced enough media and like you know, stories and stuff to where like I can kind of just intuit where things are going. Like, oh well, this character is, you know, a rook, this character is a bishop, you know, and they go together. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. What was the shit you called today? The one you called and like you were on it today. Which theory was it?
Oh, about us taking off Kay's mask and it being us.
Oh, okay.
And also us being part cyborg.
Yeah.
All right, let's see which if any more of your theory is correct or not on the next 2 streams then.
But yeah, I've been banging the drum that Kay is us and that Tenmyoji is Junpei for a very long time. Like since I think since like our second stream, I've been like, hey, these things are going on. So if I get both right, I'll be really happy.
All right.
I feel all of that will be confirmed one way or the other eventually.
Yep.
I am also on board with those possibilities. I think it lines up. Like there's a lot of shared continuity between this and 999,
Mm-hmm.
at least with the characters.
All right then. If nothing further, we'll end the stream here then.
All good. We're done. We made it. All right. See you next weekend.
So long.
Bye.